Hello everyone. Today we'll discuss the part 20 of the NEET PG important questions, and today we'll discuss about the cerebellum. So first of all, try to answer the question by yourself first. Medulla pons and cerebellum are part of which brain? They are part of hindbrain. What are the functions of the cerebellum? So they basically causes the motor activity without any conscious awareness. They also control the ipsilateral control of the body, and they also maintain the posture and the balance of the body. The primary fissure is present on which surface of the cerebellum? On the superior surface of the cerebellum. Primary fissure separates which lobes? They separate the anterior lobe and the posterior lobes. Describe about the archicerebellum, paleocerebellum and the neocerebellum. So over here, as you can see, this is the archicerebellum, this is the paleocerebellum and this is the neocerebellum. Okay. So first of all, the archicerebellum. The archicerebellum is the oldest one and basically consists of the lingula, nodule and the flocculus. The archicerebellum is actually vestibular in connection. Okay, and over here the flocculonodular lobe is the main part of the archicerebellum. Now next is the paleocerebellum. Now this paleocerebellum is actually spinal in connection. Okay, and it has ala, quadrangular lobe, culmen and the central lobule of the anterior lobe, and of the posterior lobe it has pyramid and the uvula. So remember, of the anterior lobe it has ala, quadrangular lobe, culmen and the central lobule of the anterior lobe, and about the posterior one it has pyramid and the uvula of the posterior lobe. Okay. Now next is the neocerebellum. The neocerebellum, this is the most recent one and it is cerebral in connection. Now it basically consists of the posterior lobe, but over here it doesn't consist of the part that were in the paleocerebellum. Okay, in the paleocerebellum we were having the uvula and the pyramid also. Okay, so that's why in the neocerebellum it consists of the posterior lobe part except for the uvula and the pyramid. Okay. Now the main function they do. So over here the archicerebellum is responsible for the maintenance of the posture and the balance. Paleocerebellum regulates the muscle tone and the neocerebellum coordinates the voluntary functions. How many sagittal zones do cerebellum have, and out of them which is the largest one? So there are three sagittal zones cerebellum have, and they are vermal, paravermal and the lateral zones, and out of all this the lateral zone is the largest one. Now describe about the vermal, paravermal and the lateral zone. So over here this is the vermal zone, this is the paravermal zone and this is the lateral zone. Okay. So first of all the vermal zone, this is the vermal zone. Okay. So it is the unpaired midline portion of the cerebellum. Okay. And it is fastigial in connection. Now next is the paravermal zone. Now paravermal zone is actually lateral to the vermal zone, as you can see over here, and it is amblyformis and globose in connection. Now next is the lateral zone. Lateral zone are the largest zones, okay, and they are dentate in connection. Now the functions of these zones. So first of all the vermal zone. The vermal zone basically controls the posture, muscle tone and the equilibrium, while the paravermal zone basically controls the muscle tone and the lateral zone coordinates the motor activities. Vestibulocerebellum consists of which area in the cerebellum? So they consist of lateral zone and the anterior lobe. Spinocerebellum consists of which area in the cerebellum? So they consist of vermal zone and the paravermal zone, while the corticocerebellum consists of which area in the cerebellum? So they consist of the lateral zone of the hemisphere. Now the cerebellar cortex is made up of which layers? So it is made up of molecular, Purkinje and the granular layer. Which cells are seen in the molecular layer? So basket and the stellate cells are seen in the molecular layer. Which layer is the superficial layer? So molecular layer is a superficial layer just covered by the pia mater. Which layer has single layer of cells? Purkinje cell layer has single layer of cells. Purkinje fibers are efferent from the cerebellar cortex. What is the shape of the Purkinje cell body? They are having the flask shaped cell body. What are climbing fibers? They are the axons of inferior olivary nucleus and they are efferent fibers. To what do climbing fibers synapse with? Dendrites of the Purkinje cells. Terminal part of the climbing fibers are seen in which layer? They are seen in the molecular layer. What do climbing fibers convey? They convey visual, somatosensory and the cerebral cortical information. Mossy fiber originate from vestibular nuclei, pontine nuclei and the spinal cord. Granule cells are what in nature? They are excitatory in nature. Purkinje fiber terminates on which nuclei? Cerebellar nuclei. Axons of Purkinje cells are inhibitory to which nuclei? Cerebellar nuclei. Cerebral nuclei located anatomically medial to lateral as with sequence? Fastigial, globus, emboliform and dentate. Okay, so these are the cerebral nuclei located anatomically from medial to lateral as fastigial, globus, emboliform and the dentate. Now what are the features of the fastigial nucleus? So they are a part of archiocerebellum. They are vestibular in connection. They control the axial muscle in response to the labyrinth stimuli. What are the features of the dentate nucleus? Dentate nucleus are largest of the cerebellar nuclei and the hilum is directed anteromedially. They are a part of the neocerebellum. What is the nature of the basket cells? They are inhibitory in nature. The nature of the Purkinje and the Golgi cells is they are inhibitory in nature. Globus and the emboliformis are part of which cerebellum? They are a part of spinocerebellum. What are the connections of the dentate nucleus? Over here, the red nucleus, thalamus and the inferior olivary nucleus. What are the connection of the emboliformis nucleus? Red nucleus, thalamus and the pontine nucleus. What are the connection of the globose nucleus? So it is red nucleus, superior colliculus and the thalamus. Arbor vitae is seen in white matter of the cerebellum. What can be the reasons of the spinocerebellar syndrome? So it may be lesions of the vermis or medulloblastoma or chronic alcoholism. What are the three cardinal signs of the spinocerebellar syndrome? So ataxia-Waddling gait, cerebellar nystagmus and the speech disorder are three cardinal signs of the spinocerebellar syndrome. What are the three cardinal signs of the neocerebellar syndrome? So they are dysmetria, intentional tremors and the hypotonia. Which is the largest lobe of the cerebellum? It is the posterior lobe. Superior cerebellar peduncle connects cerebellum to midbrain. Inferior cerebellar peduncle connects cerebellum to medulla. Middle cerebellar peduncle connects cerebellum to pons. What is the arterial supply of the cerebellum? So over here, basilar artery, vertebral artery, anterior inferior cerebellar artery, posterior inferior cerebellar artery and the superior cerebellar artery are the arterial supply of the cerebellum. So today up till here, we'll discuss about the further important notes and questions of further important topics in our next video. Thank you so much.